Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel.
Hey, girl.
Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now y'all know I like to jump right into it, but first, I must let you know if you have not subscribed to my channel, baby, what are we doing and why are we doing it? Okay? Second of all, y'all know I love to support a black business every time I do these, every time I do my reviews or whatever. So the black business right now is me.
Period.
I've been to St. Louis, I've been to Indianapolis, and I had a blast in those cities. On December 6th, I'll be in Austin at Cap City Comedy Club, and in Philly on January the 7th. And those are my my last stops for now. Listen, my goal is for next year to come to a few more cities, but I want to do it independently. No shade. Because I'm an independent artist. So come support me in Austin. Come support me in Philly for sure. Okay. I can guarantee I'll be in Austin again, but I can't necessarily guarantee I'll be in Philly. We'll see how the show goes. So this might be the only time you'll see me for a while. So yeah, come out and see me do stand-up. It's a good time. It's always a good time. People in the comments have told y'all they had fun at my shows in St. Louis and Indianapolis, okay? So stop playing with me.
Okay.
Anyway, this is my Married at First Sight review, my reaction video. We are up to date now. So let's go ahead and get into it, baby. We're gonna start with the most boring couple right after we start with the top of the episode. You know, we kind of went to the couples kind of did their little group thing. So let's start with that. So all the couples were sitting around and they were talking. They just got to the honeymoon hotel, I guess, and they were talking about their goals on the honeymoon or what they were expecting. And they're trying to position Cameron as all he thinks about is sex and intimacy and that closeness with his partner. And that could be true or it could be editing. I really don't know at this point.
It is.
But anyway,
it's true.
I'm really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, surely sex is not the only thing he's interested in regards to his relationship with Claire. Like, he doesn't really...
Never give a man the benefit
Let's
of the
just
doubt.
Let's just wait. We'll do them next. But anyway, he says at this point, the point of the honeymoon is to do something physical. He said he's trying to get busy. Okay? He's trying to be occupied. All right? Lauren said that she feels attracted to Orion, and he said the same thing.
Oh, she always tired when she do these. My
Every
God.
time I do these. Anyway, Cameron's girl said Claire said Cameron and I are very different people. And Cameron said, I can be a lot. And Claire is taking it like a champ. I know that's not the right accent, but...
At all.
Anyway, I said, Cameron want to be intimate so bad. He's looking for a spark. And he said, I hope our future feels... we get to a point where sex is on the table. Here's the thing. I would never do a show like this. But if I was going to do a show like this, sex would kind of have to be on the table. You can't go on a show like this and be like, oh, well, let's just feel it out. Let's just feel it out. Unless you're just completely not attracted or disgusted by the person you were set up with. Like, maybe not sex, but at least kissing.
Right.
At least kissing. You guys gotta kiss. You guys gotta have some sort of physical touch. And not necessarily on the honeymoon, right? But to say sex is not on the table for the entire experience is, I think it's a bit too soon to say that. Y'all been knowing each other for 2 days. So it should be on the table.
Have sex on the table.
In the commercials, Keisha Knight Pulliam asked, when's the best time to talk about having kids? This led me to have a conversation with my mom about this. I personally think that you should be having conversations about whether you want to have kids or not, like on in the beginning. First 3 dates.
Yep.
I don't recommend talking about past relationships, but I do recommend talking about kids. And I particularly said, y'all know on my channel that I am currently, separated, going through divorce. I've always said it that I wanted kids throughout my whole life. You know what I mean? And Honestly, I think if I was a lot younger when I got married, but I think if I had really listened to my partner and what they wanted, I would have noticed maybe more of a hesitation of them wanting to have kids. But saying yes, but there being always like a reason or hesitation. You know what I mean? So I probably would have noticed that a little bit sooner if I'm honest. But now that I have one child, I do not want another child, and
At all.
there's no point in dating me if I don't want no kids and you want another one. Well, not with me, you ain't.
Yeah, to give it up.
Anyway, let's move on to since we're talking about Cameron and Claire. They're not the most boring couple, but let's talk about them. Cameron said he wants comfort and safety and sex. He wants to knock boots. He wants to get busy, okay? He wants his coochie scratched.
Period.
And
Me too.
he got a little bit sensitive when Claire was joking about his lack of fashion sense. I was like, why is Claire talking about the way he looked? Baby, you not looking like no fashion model. What you think you giving? Angela Bassett? What you think you what look do you think you giving with some baggy blue jean shorts on and a crochet top from Zara?
Yeah, what was that?
No shade to Zara, but I know that ain't even no homemade shirt. Like what kind of fake crafty casual are you giving?
Not craft, not thrifty.
Like, girl. Anyway, I wrote down Cameron doesn't seem to know what to do to increase the intimacy between he and Claire. He keeps talking about intimacy, and maybe there's maybe he's hesitant because he really feels like she don't like him, which he kind of hinted to. But baby, where's the hand holding? Where's the back caressing? Where's the sweet talk? Where's the... Dang, have you never heard of love bombing?
Right. Get to bombing.
I'm saying, where is the sweet talk? Baby, talk to her nice. You know what I mean? You over here trying to be all smart and intelligent and rude. You gotta talk to her nice. You gotta hold her hand. You gotta touch her leg. You gotta... What would you like, baby?
Touch a thigh, something.
Okay, one of my favorite sayings from being married is, baby, sex starts in the morning.
Ooh.
Foreplay starts in the morning. You can't wake up with an attitude and think you can't wake up at 8 a.m. with an attitude and think at 8 p.m. the drawers is going to drop to the floor. That's not how it works.
At all.
It starts in the morning.
Take notes.
Some of y'all need to... Anyway.
Even some of y'all women. You wake up with an attitude. That ain't gonna
Claire
work.
said this is her last year. She's in school. She's getting her master's. And... Cameron owns a bike shop, but he compared himself to a surgeon. I said, wow, the confidence of a white man. Isn't it something? Because he said, yeah, she was like, oh, bikes, could you do that every day for the rest of your life? He said, each bike is different. It's like a surgeon. I am similar to a neuroscientist. Have you ever heard of brain surgery? Yeah, that's what I do when I work on brakes. It's called brake surgery. Yeah. He also said that a lot of people's bikes are linked to their mental health. When they don't have their bike and they can't ride, they get depressed. I'm a doctor. What don't you understand about this? I am in the medical field. You're not in the medical field. You fix bikes. Just say you're passionate about bikes. Stop comparing yourself to a person who dedicated over a decade of their life to schooling to save lives.
Right.
That's not the same as you. You
delusional.
Fix brakes, not brains.
Right.
Okay? Like, whew. Anyway. Cameron talking about how does it feel to be on a date with your husband? And hopefully it ends in a fun night. Hopefully we have a few cocktails and we end with a very intimate cock. That's my impression of a British guy. Anyway, they started talking about therapy on their date, and Cameron admitted that he went to therapy as a kid. Claire didn't have nothing to say about that. I would have said, why you went to therapy as a kid? You was setting animals in the neighborhood on fire, or what happened?
Right. Okay. That's how they... Okay.
They found a dead cat under your bed or something? Or
Stay away from men like that.
You was frying up mice after school? Why was you in therapy as a child? Explain it to me.
Lighting cats on fire.
She didn't have nothing to say about that? Then Claire and Cameron started having a conversation about privilege. Uh-oh. Where Claire says, do you think that you don't have to work for the things that you get? In order to receive opportunity and go through the doors that you've been able to move through, do you feel like you worked for that?
He said, of course.
Or do you just take advantage? And Cameron said, when the door is open, I move through it. And she said, okay, but how do you get to the door? He said, well, obviously I worked. I had to be where the door was.
The door came to me. Huh?
She said that's a very privileged way of looking at life. To think that, oh, I worked my way to the... I don't even really know the right analogy, but I think he was trying to say that he is met with opportunity because he works hard. And people who don't work hard aren't met with the opportunity. And I think what Claire was trying to say is just because you work hard doesn't mean that you will always be granted the same opportunity as others. Because some people are not as privileged as you, and he just doesn't get it. I mean, do I expect him to get it?
Hell no.
He's lives in America now. Is he a part of the indigenous New Zealand community? I didn't think so. Has he done any work to unpack his own internalized white supremacy and problematic mindset? No. I don't think he's gotten that far because he doesn't even emotionally know how to connect with a woman.
Ooh! Shade.
So it takes a lot of self-work to unpack your own privilege. And he hasn't even gotten there because he don't even know how to hold hands. Ooh, so what do you expect, Claire?
A read.
Anyway, let's move on to the next couple. The next boring couple.
A read for Phil. Yeah.
Let's do Austin and pink hair.
Okay.
I wrote down the weather on this honeymoon looks terrible. It looks cloudy. It looks very blah. And then I also wrote down who wears a black fedora in Mexico.
Right, that's winter wear.
And look at that. Married at First Sight hooked up 2 hat people.
Hat for hat. How
Listen,
y'all gonna kiss?
I don't recommend wearing a fedora on a date when you might want to kiss a man because you can't get into within hat's distance. You wear a fedora to brunch with your girlfriends. You wear a fedora on a nice little outing with the family, gathering, kids. When you want to make out with your man, you don't wear a fedora.
Right.
I need my man in my face. I need him close. I don't need anything in the way, any sort of device in the way when he's trying to get to my neck.
Okay, you got a little frazzled there. Drop your pen.
Anyway, when Austin tried to pull out Pink Hair's chair, she said, no, F the patriarchy. Baby, F the patriarchy and pull this chair out for me.
And hurry up, too. That's the patriarchy. Hurry up.
Some of y'all forget what some of y'all be using feminism for the wrong thing. Y'all forget what feminism is. Okay? I want to stop being over-sexualized. I want to stop being harassed. I want to stop being assaulted. But I want you to pull this damn chair out because I look good.
And I smell good.
I look too good to pull it out myself, baby. Pull it out because you want to see that ass.
Period.
I don't care why you want to pull it out. Pull it out. Okay? Y'all be letting this patriarchy stuff, y'all putting the energy into the wrong thing. Put the energy into being paid fairly. Okay? And pull out this chair, honey. Yeah.
Exactly. Y'all worried about the wrong thing.
Anyway, Pink Hair says she'd be okay with or without having kids. I don't understand how a woman can tell a man that she's constantly in pain and be honest about that, but also say, oh, I'm fine with having kids. Imagine what having kids would feel like.
Listen, it's terrible.
And I'm not saying that because if she wants to have kids, that's great. It doesn't really sound like she wants to.
At all.
Because I ain't never seen somebody say, you know what, I want to be successful, but it's okay if I'm not. Either you want it or you don't. Or you don't care, which means, no, So I'm good. Like, I think as people who give birth, we should really explore being comfortable with saying, no, I'm good. Yeah. I don't really want kids. But if you want them, I guess I will suffer through it. No.
Hell no.
No. What's wrong with us? Like, Married at First Sight should have hooked her up with somebody who also doesn't care. He obviously wants kids. But I don't know how I would be able to be in a partnership with somebody who I know is constantly in pain, but they have a smile on their face anyway, and ask them to risk their life for me then at that point. Something to think about.
It is.
Anyway, despite that, they both said that this is a 10 out of 10 match between them. And then they went kayaking. Let's move on to Emily and Brennan. I think one of y'all in the comments said Brennan is very good looking. I think he's very good looking. I think he's the best looking guy on the show. He's good looking to me. Anyway, Emily said she broke her hand. And then on the after show, she had on a cast. But my mom was like, that was the other hand she said she broke. And now she has on a cast on this hand. I thought it was the same hand.
Yeah.
I thought the pink cast she had on the after show was for her left hand. And then she also mentioned that she broke her left hand on the show. Broke. I don't know if it's actually broken, but she broke it, sprained it, hurt it, injured it. Anyway, Emily is trying to be a cool wife by saying she loves to work and she loves the work-life balance and she loves to work and there's money to be made. Now, is it you want to work hard? That's what you want to do? You want to work. You just want to work, hustle, grind. And you want your husband to work and hustle, grind, and you want your husband to love the fact that you work. That sounds like a lot to me.
Work. You can send me that.
Yeah, you want to work so hard. Why? So you can go out. Why? So you can go out and drink, eat, maybe. Okay. Child. Anyway.
Try me, I deserve it.
Brennan said, I want to build a legacy. Maybe that's why she's saying she wants to work and work hard, so they could be a hashtag power couple. And he wants to build a legacy. Okay. And Brennan said he wants someone that understands the grind.
Hell no.
Emily says, I don't care where my money goes. And she talks to Brennan about how she has a hard time living on a budget, living within her means. And Brennan says he wants to live below his means and said that he will have to audit her spending. Here's the thing. I would run from a man who says I want to live below my means.
Run. So I would turn into Flojo.
I like below my means. It's just not a phrase that sounds good to me. It don't sound appealing
at all. Mm-mm.
It'd be different if he said, you know, I don't like a lavish lifestyle. You know, what do you feel about that? Or, you know, I can respect, you know, going out and enjoying life. But it's not something we have to do, you know, in excess, right? But when you say I want to live below my means, leave a nasty little taste in my mouth.
Mine too.
Like, just say, you know, I have a budget. You know, I really enjoy budgeting and I like to stick to it. Doesn't mean I don't treat myself, but I budget. And that's how I feel about life. You know, doesn't mean that I don't treat myself, but budgets are important. You know, knowing where your money is going is important. But I don't like the fact that she say I don't care where my money goes, and I don't like the fact that he say I live below my means. Because it sounds like when somebody say I live below my means, it sounds like they will eat peanut butter and jelly just so that they can save a coin, and I don't like that. No, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna cook something good. We're gonna eat good. Okay. Anyway, they didn't have a problem taking multiple shots together. And Brennan said, it feels like we've known each other for a while. And Emily said, we're so alike. We're so alike. We're the same person. Pink Hair also said that on earlier too. I was like, that's the thing. Why do white women say that? Y'all are not the same person as these men. Or are you?
Ooh, shade.
Don't let me speak, but I will never be the same person as a man.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I've never looked at a man and say, "Oh my God, we're such alike. We're the same." We're not.
We ain't.
Okay, we're not. They all fake. You can't trust them because they all fake. Okay, I'm just anyway. Emily asked Brennan, "What about sex? What about intimacy? What about getting these eggs cracked? What about getting these eggs cracked, scrambled, honey?" Yeah. And he says, "We're building on it." He don't like her
at all.
He's not into her. My mama said the same thing. He don't like her. He's not into her. If you ask a man about sex and he says, maybe. I have never in my life seen a man be offered sex and him say, let's work our way up to that.
He be butt naked before you ask him what he think about.
Anyway, finally, we have Lauren and Orion. Orion said, I want you to feel safe.
What's going on?
Orion said, I want you to feel safe. And Lauren said that her mom always wanted her to be in a relationship where she felt safe. Lawrence and Orion are talking about adoption and kissing. They're getting along well. And he even asked, can I watch you put your edges down? And she said, it's lay your edges. They talked about finances, and Orion said he believes in an 80-20 split. Okay, sounds interesting. And he said it's going to take a while, but I would love to do that for you. That means he's not in a position right now to do that. So while Lauren's getting all excited, she shouldn't be, because he's not in a position to split the bills that way with you. Mm-mm. He said he would like to do it. I hope to be in a position to do that. That doesn't even sound confident to me.
At all.
I would have been like, when?
One day.
And who makes more than who? Because I don't even think Orion got a job. So how he going to do 80-20? I think he meant 8% because his allowance he gets from his mom.
Right.
What? Lauren says she don't like talking to men about money because they have issues with money. That's facts. Oh
my, this girl's a lion.
Then Lauren asked Orion how he keeps his pubes. And he said, low and soft, but not bald. And they started kissing. I was like, how you get your pubes soft? He said he got a special serum or a little shampoo and conditioner he used on his coochie hairs. And I was like, hold on now, what's the name of that? You be using relaxer, you relax your coochie hairs?
Wow.
Okay. What do you use? A little just for me, a little light relaxer, or what? Anyway, Lauren asked Orion when they were in the hot tub if he uses the N-word. And he said, when I was a kid, I have used it. My community and my family pulled me aside and let me know that wasn't okay. And he said he hasn't used it since. Lauren said that, thank you for admitting it. And then she admitted that she has had made some ignorant remarks in regards to Orion's indigenous status, right? And then she admitted that she had made some not so nice or even prejudiced, racist, discriminatory remarks in regards to Orion being indigenous. She said that, what are some of those slurs? And Orion said, Redskins, like the football team used to be named. He said that's a pretty big slur in our community. And she said verbatim, why did they call indigenous people redskins. Oh, I see why, in reference to his skin.
That was a fucking mess.
Now, let me just be clear. Orion has very pale skin. And he had a few pimples. You know, maybe like a little bit of irritation from those pimples. But in no way, shape, or form was his skin red in any way.
At all.
Or even tanned. Or, you know. And I think maybe Lauren was trying to make a joke. And I even got on Twitter because this really made me interested to see what people had to say about it. And even Keisha Knight Pulliam said on the after show, you know, you admitted to using the N-word and Lauren gave you grace. But when she made an inappropriate comment in regards to your skin tone or you know, in regards to the whole red skin comment, you didn't give her grace. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Orion admitting that he used the N-word in the past as an adolescent is not the same as her making a joke today.
Exactly.
I don't know why we're trying to act like it is. If I say, when I was younger,
I was ignorant.
I used to use a derogatory slur because I didn't know better. And then you making a joke today, it's not the same. It's not equal.
As an adult.
So while Lauren might be a black woman and she might be a part of one of the most marginalized groups here in America and even in the world, actually, that doesn't give her a pass for making a joke that's just rude and ignorant. And even if it did not apply to his actual appearance, it's derogatory, it's rude, it's ignorant. It was just a little. It was not a good joke
at all.
It was not a good joke. So I'm sorry. Just because she's a black woman, it don't mean she deserves grace in this moment. Now, I think that if Orion expresses himself and how it makes him feel, and you know, she apologizes for it, then hopefully there's an opportunity for him to move forward through it and no longer be hurt by it and understand that it was just kind of a joke. But, you know, when he said, you know, that's not a joke, it's not funny, she was kind of like, it's not a joke, but you made it one.
Yeah, then you lied.
I'm sorry. Like, I understand why he was heated. Because, like, what are you saying? His blemishes and stuff on his face are red? Like, even that is insulting. Like, I'm sorry. I don't understand why, you know, I think she took accountability, which is great, but I don't understand why Keisha and people online were, you know, acting as if Orion had to be okay with it in that moment. He didn't have to be. He could be upset by it, especially when he said that this is a slur, and then she goes, oh, I see why they call you that. That is just, it's disrespectful. I'm sorry. Like, I would have been mad if I said, oh, well, you know, they call black people monkeys. You know, that's the term that they use to dehumanize us and talk about us. And then I was with a white man and he said, oh yeah, I see why is that why they call you? Is it because of your nose? Why they call you that? He would have lost me. 100%. He would have lost me. And I don't care. And let's say it wasn't a white man. Let's say it was a Hispanic man, a part of a marginalized community. Let's say it was a brown guy, you know, an Arab guy. I don't care. You disrespecting me.
Yep.
So I understand him being upset about it and his feelings being hurt. And you know, he can decide if he wants to give grace or not.
Yep.
And it happened today. It wasn't something that happened years ago. So there's the difference, you know.
Now what y'all got to say? I said what I said.
I will say that one thing that's different within the black community versus other communities, and even I'm guilty of this, is we use comedy to cope. Yeah. Other communities are not like that. So that's one thing we have to be mindful of that within our community, joking and laughing at the ways in which we are, disrespected is a very common thing.
Yep.
But we have to be mindful and we have to be sort of self-aware that might not be the same for every other community. They might not want to joke about their plight in a that might not be the same for every other community. They may not want to joke about being oppressed or being discriminated against. Right. That is a Black thing.
Right.
So if you're not Black and you watch my channel, I would love to know if you feel like joking and stuff like that is also a part of your community. Let me know. Anyway, and I want to know what Black people think about that as well. Like, that's something we do amongst us, amongst cousins, family, friends. But it's not something that I would do with a close friend of mine who's a part of a different community. Anyway,
especially when we're having a serious conversation, right?
Those are all of my notes on the couples this season. This is going to be very interesting. On the after show, Emily did mention that Orion kind of held the joke against Lauren, the discriminatory remark against Lauren, kind of over her head, and we're going to see more about how that progresses. And see what happens there. But yeah, right now I think they actually did a pretty good job of matching people. And there's some like individual work that needs to be done. So that's that. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.